It is feeding day, night. We got some rats, frozen thawed, all the way from small to large. We got 11 rats for 11 boas. Let's get to work. Alright, so I'm filming with two cameras. This is a new camera I got. I guess it's kind of like a GoPro knockoff, but apparently it's really good. Shoots 4K, and it's only like $30-$40 compared to 200 something or whatever a GoPro is. If I can remember the name, it's like a Cosa or something. I don't remember the name. I'll put it in the description of the video. But yeah, I'm shooting with two different cameras. One to catch some action, try to do some time lapses in this video. I know y'all don't want to hear me talk the whole time. But as you can see right here, look at this. This is a perfect one. Look how thick her body is. And look at that small rat. That's what you want. It's gonna leave a nice little lump in her. Nothing too crazy. So it's gonna vary. It's gonna depend on the snake. Individual snakes are gonna grow faster depending on their genes, their growth rates. There's food charts everywhere. I think Jason Ramadi, and I hope I'm not butchering your name, Jason. Jason's Reptile Exotics. I think he said it perfect. Those lists are shit. I mean, yeah, they're great general guidelines, but your boa in the wild is not going to eat every 7 days at 7 o'clock on a Friday when the sun is, like, there's no such thing as these perfect feeding charts in the wild. So he said it best. If your boa's fat, feed it less. If your boa looks a little skinny, feed it a little more. My babies, which most of the time when you get a snake shipped to you, you're probably getting them around 3 to 4 months old. I normally feed them every week for probably the first 6 months, and then I move on to every 2 weeks. Every snake I have here now is feeding every 2 weeks. I have no snakes over 3 years old except for maybe Grinch and my older snakes that will be hitting 3 this year. We're going to start feed cycling them along with the winter cycling for breeding next year. So that just means that when Halloween or Thanksgiving, I haven't decided on when I want to start dropping temps. When that time comes, we're gonna fast our animals. What this does is it just causes them to deplete some fat cells and focus their energy on building muscle. Now, obviously, if you're a beginner, use the food charts, okay? I'm not saying that all the food charts are bad. If you're looking at a newborn baby up to about 6 months to a year, once again, depending on the size of the baby and how quickly the snake is growing, You want to start the babies on mice. Uh, Start the babies on mice, and then you want to feed those babies once a week. Now, if it starts growing too quickly and it starts getting fat, spread it out to 2 weeks. All right, or go to a smaller prey item. Normally, just spreading the time frame out would be fine. You think they could smell rats? Hades might as well be a ball python. All he does is stay in his hide and stay balled up, and he's even out. He's ready to go. Yeah, looks like everybody's hungry. Especially Lilith. Lilith will be chomping at the bits when I open that glass. Alright, so now we're going to talk about everybody over a year. So my yearlings end up to 3 years old. I don't have anything over 3 years old right now, except for Grinch. I have no idea how old she is. She was a rescue. But Grinch is currently on the same feeding schedule as everybody else. Everybody's feeding every 2 weeks. Now, Grinch before that was on her own feeding schedule because she was severely obese. She was getting medium or small rats every 3 to 4 weeks. Now that she's back to a size that I like, she's getting medium to large rats every 2 weeks, just depending on, how I like her appearance. Her and the boas getting ready for breeding will be going to a 3 to 4 week schedule next year after they complete their fast. Like I said, it's not yes, you can do exact feeding schedules. It's not completely necessary. You'll be okay if you're a day late or a day early. Don't freak out. I'm feeding everybody 2 weeks. Babies once a week. Anything depending on who you talk to over 2 to 3 years, you swap over to maybe a 3 to 4 week schedule. And prey size is going to depend on the snake. The individual snake, the size of the snake is going to determine if it's a medium or a large rat. Also take into effect their past. Like Hades, my Suriname, he had a regurgitation issue. He's still on small rats. Akasha also had a regurgitation issue when she was a baby from the breeder. She is on medium and small rats. She's passing Hades up, even though she was smaller when I got her. Alright, so yeah, that's how I feed. Everybody's gonna be different. I'm sure some people are gonna tell me I'm completely wrong. Some people are gonna agree. Do what's best for your animals. Look at your snakes. Pay attention to your animals, and go from there. If you are a beginner, use the feeding charts. If you're not comfortable, that's fine. I'm not saying you can't. Just saying that don't get in your head that, oh my god, I have to feed every 7 days. You don't. It's not like that in the wild for them. Okay? So don't freak out. They'll be okay. Now, obviously, don't starve a yearling boa or a baby boa and feed it every 3 to 4 weeks. It's not going to last very long. Same thing with a fully grown. Don't sit there and only feed it. I've heard 6 to 8 weeks. No, don't do that. If you're gonna do that, just feed a smaller prey item every 3 to 4, or if you're gonna only feed every 6 to 8 weeks, just get rid of your boa because you don't deserve to take care of it. But that's feeding for me in a nutshell. That's how I do it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And still, I have no idea where to look on this phone. I think I found it, but it's weird to look that way. Anyway, y'all enjoy your weekend. It's Saturday. Have a good one.